Let's push. Let's get this going. So, this week, has been slower. All right, see here, it's been even for me. Yes, it's green. I've made sure I've been concentrating on it being green. Times like yesterday, I had to I had to kind of work a bit to get it like that. I added extra positions in, on the two entries that we had in the afternoon. But even then, that just got me out about break even. Um, so yeah, I had to I've had to work at it. Um, so yeah, let's hope today is gonna be one which is gonna get us right back on track and obviously reward us for the patience that we've had. So gold, I actually got in at 4429. So let's wait and see how this area holds. Had a nice pump up here, at the beginning, if we can see this here. But obviously, it's gonna drift down. I'm happy to hold this even into this kind of area here. Now, what I will do is go over because it was a little bit different this morning. Um, so couldn't see an entry on AUD USD at all. Mainly because yes, you would be looking to buy because of trend, but obviously, the overall outlook is that the dollar is strengthening. It's broken out of this one area that I was looking at quite closely yesterday was this area because we were trapped in it most of the day yesterday. Was this area here. We obviously broke out of it clean. Like I'd said, manufacturing results yesterday surprised me. And obviously jobs data, whether jobs is expected. Um, I think, December was so bad if we look at yesterday. So if we look at yesterday, December was, so bad previous, ADP minus 29K. So where the market is looking at this is kind of, neutral as opposed to negative, but let's wait and see. But this was very, very strong here. Manufacturing PMI blasting through. This is a big move here. Like I'd said, anything above the 50 mark is then categorized as an expanding economy. So it's very, very good. So yeah, let's wait and see, you know, what happens here. So yeah. Apart from that though, it wasn't brilliant. Jolts too, you know, not great. But jobs data doesn't seem to be as affecting the US dollar as much as what I was anticipating. So today, still obviously got a nice, action-packed day today. Um, right, there we go. Yeah, so today, we've got this morning. We've got the unemployment rate for Euro tip to be the same. It's quite interesting. We've got a real mixed bag on unemployment this week. I like to think about, in regards to data, economies kind of move in a chain, so if one's got, one bad bit of data, then, others obviously have, they all tends to follow. Now, Euro's the first one to come out. That's tipped to be the same, and then we've got US dollar coming out tomorrow. That's tipped to be 0.1 less. And then we've got CAD also coming out tomorrow too, which is tipped to be zero point 0.2 higher. So we've got a real, mixed bag here. But this is going to be an important one today. Continuing jobless claims, supposedly going to increase. Let's wait and see. And then obviously we've got initial jobless claims So I probably will be closing out everything before 1:30 today. I want us to have a nice clean slate. I do think both of these are going to have reactions in the market. Apart from that, we're just gonna have to then wait until tomorrow, which is gonna be the big one. We definitely will not have any trades open at 1:30 because it's gonna be a wild one. We do, need some liquidity in the market. I actually don't think it's going to be as bad as expected. I think it might be a positive non-farm payroll. If this whole, I hate to keep speaking about it, it was last weekend's news, but if this whole Venezuela thing is a ploy, to obviously help the US to manage inflation, then that means they've got a long-term plan, which is way above us. So yeah, it might be that we'd see a nice positive jobs data coming in, and then obviously we can capitalize on it. Um, so yeah, so because of that, obviously Aussie, I don't like one how quick it's moved down here. To two, I don't like how everything else is against the US dollar. So yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that one. Also, yen, I've kind of held off on that one just because of again day two. How strong is yen? It's up against everything. So why would I want to be trying to sell into the strongest pair or strongest currency out there today? So yen is up against everything: Aussie, NZD, CAD, pound, US dollar, euro, Swiss. It's up against everything. All right. So why would we want to try to sell this? Also, sorry, try to buy this. It's just not going to make any sense. Plus, if you look at how squeezed it is, has we haven't had much price movement here. We haven't had these nice flows that we've been having. Everything is all concise, which means tomorrow it's just looking like we've got one big blast out whichever way. So I'm interested to see how that is going to pan out. Euro, obviously gotta now switch our outlooks over, especially after yesterday. Not looking to buy anymore. We're obviously going to go with trend. Everything's going against it, but we want to wait for price to come up here. And obviously I had a couple of questions yesterday. Why are we, waiting if we now know the direction, or wouldn't this change our kind of outlook here? The kind of easy answer to that is yes, there's going to be a heavy level of support. Imagine you're trying to batter a door down. You're gonna have to you're gonna have one try, right? This is battering ram number one, and then what do? You go back, you take a run up, and then obviously number two. It might not even be two. It might be number three. But every time you're running back to get some momentum to then try and bash through, you run back again to get some momentum. Third time, wham! That's kind of how when support and resistance breaks. Sometimes you've got enough of a run up, you can just smash straight through it. But that's kind of how it's got to work. It's got to pick up more orders. That's our energy, to then smash through. If that's not working, it's got to pick up some more orders and then smash through. So that's why this has been working really, really well for us. And yeah, I wanted to bring it into this area here. We've already had one rejection here. We've had obviously a lot of confusion here. You could, if you're a bit more risky, you could be entering round here. But yeah, it isn't. I would rather play it a bit more, safer. So let's wait and see. Um, Pound, similar. We've obviously had this pump up. All right. I really, really like the look of GBP USD yesterday. Um, but just in regards to trend, it's been trending. Look how clean it is. Higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. But if you look at yesterday, the liquidity yesterday was terrible. We were trading in this range here, right? All day. So I don't care who you are. No one made money on JBP USD yesterday unless they were, scalping. All right. So we've really got to identify, right, you know what, we obviously had our position, set up, and yeah, there was just no movement in the market at all. Now, what this told me is we should have had a clean flow to the upside. All right. What's ended up happening here is it's struggling to push higher, which means it's running out of steam here. So I would like it to come into this area. Reason why there's a lot of liquidity here, as you can see. There's a rejections here. The only time it's blasted through is this candle, which went straight through everything and then it continued. Support here. As soon as it breaks, all right, this area, we then tail through. All right, and so there's obviously lots of reasons why I've taken this trade here. But yes, I'm looking for this just to push up here and then continue to the downside here. So let's we'll wait and see. Um, and last but not least, gold. Happy with this one. I cannot, even though everyone's going to be asking, well, we're short on pound USD, we're short on euro USD. Why? Long on gold. To me, the outlook's not changed. All right, gold is still safe haven. There's still the demand, for it as a and safe haven. So I do think that yeah, gold has to come in and test this area here. So yeah, let's wait and see. I'm happy with our area. We've been really really patient on gold this week, but obviously finally it's in a triggering spot. So yeah, I'm obviously happy here. And obviously I'm going to let this one run. So yeah, let's wait and see. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions at all? Any questions? No? All right, cool. Nice quiet morning then. I must have answered everyone's questions. But no, no. Well, what I'll do, I'll hold it off here. I'll keep everyone updated. If you don't have a question, ask me privately. It's no problem at all. But yeah, let's obviously hope gold smashes it. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Have a good one.